Hello everyone, and welcome to one more Sea of Thieves tutorial. To sort of explain the items that you can find real quick, cannonball is one of them, um, bananas another one, and wood is the other one. Cannonball, you can find the cursed cannonballs, which have effects. So the purple ones have ship effects, and the green one has people and skeleton effects. So, for example, I might have a green one that has a music note on it. If I hit something with it, that person or that skeleton will start dancing. There's one that has a little moon with a yeah, it's a little moon. If you hit somebody with it, they go to sleep. There's one that looks like a broken bone. The person starts limping, just like they fell off the crow's nest, so they can't jump and they walk slow. Whereas the purple ones, you can drop their anchor. You can force the enemy ship to drop anchor. You can force them to lower and raise sails. You can lock the boxes so they can't access the boxes for a while. So they do certain effects. Um, the wood plank, all it's good for right now is if you take a hit, there will be a hole. You put the wood plank on your hand and you can actually go up to it and repair it. The banana, same thing. The only thing that's good for, oh, I'm sorry, there are two uses for the banana. One of them is you eat and it recovers your health. And the second one, if you're doing a merchant quest for pigs, they actually will go hungry and start squealing, and they sit down when they're hungry. At that point, you want to have a banana in your hand and feed it to the pig by using the second type of command. I don't know if you're playing on PC or console, but it's the second chat system, so it's the same button that you talk to NPCs. There are a few ammo chests. They look like this. They look like that. Spread throughout the world. Like in each island, there's I believe one or two in each island. You just gotta know where they are. They don't move around. So once you learn the island, you know where the ammo box is. That's where the ammo box is gonna be for the rest of the game until they change it. But another way to reload is if I come to the ammo crate and I switch just to a different skin. So all of these are just visual. They don't add anything. There you go. I have ammo again. There are a few weapons that will have a little bit of an advantage. For example, if you look at like a weapon like this, right? When you aim, you got this round barrel on the top. It's kind of hard to tell exactly where the aim is. Whereas if I go with this one that I like, there's actually the real aim there, right? The sword. So right now there's actually an exploit which next week they're gonna fix, which are people are using two weapons. I have not switched to that exploit because one, they're gonna nerf it and it's not gonna be good anymore. At least I hope so. But two, I feel the sword to be the best weapon in the game because you can do everything with it. Each weapon is situational, but the sword is good mostly all around. And I'll show you a few things with the sword that a new person should know about. So first of all, if you alt click or one of the triggers on the Xbox, you will hold the sword out and that will block. So if somebody is swinging the sword at me, this will actually block it. Another thing is if you hold the swing button instead of clicking, instead of attacking, you'll do a dash, and you can move around while you're about to dash. And there's actually a trick to it where, like, if I line up on this wood right here, right, this plank, and I dashed that way, I went as far as this, almost this other wood, right? But if I right click before dash, you'll see that, oh sorry, if you right click, or if you alt click, hold for block, and then you start winding up and then jump, you'll go really far. It's a really good dash. So for mobility, this is actually amazing, and you can jump at any time after the dash, but if you the sooner you jump while you're just about to start dashing, the further away you go. Unfortunately, you can't dash up, so if you're looking up, it'll sort of just dash you forward slightly, and if you don't hit anything, you won't be able to move. See how I'm trying to move around for a little bit, but if you hit something, it will let you move right away. An interesting thing as well for blocking, if while you're blocking you press any direction and jump at the same time, you will actually do a little, you would do a little jump, and this jump is actually quite good when you're dueling somebody, because you know, let's say I'm dueling this barrel and he gets out and he's about to dash me, right? He's about to do this. I can go boom out of the way, you know. Also, if you miss the dash, you're stuck. You can still move with the jump, whereas you wouldn't be able to move otherwise. So it's pretty good trick to know. Oh, here's a curse ball. See how what they look like, and I can choose it, load it, and then people will know that there's something in there because it will smoke the color. So actually, I wonder if I can hit myself here. Let's try. Yep. Okay. Nope. Maybe not. I thought that would affect me. Okay. I guess I'm not close enough. But yeah. So that sort of covers outposts. This is where you're going to turn in loot. Alright. About sailing the ocean, right? I've already made video tutorials on how to do a lot of the NPC fights on the game, so go ahead and go check that out. But there are a few things you need to worry about. Number one, the hardest one, in my opinion, is the Kraken, especially if you're by yourself. The Kraken will actually stop your boat. The water will turn black, like pitch black. You won't be able to see anything. And then tentacles will come up and you can fight it. Each tentacle will drop loot. As of right now, I heard they're going to change that to possibly in the end of the fight drop the loot. But Kraken you need to watch out for. The second biggest threat, I would say, are the ships, the cursed ships. Usually they're going to be roaming around and you're going to be able to see them before you have to fight them, and I'll show you. These explosive barrels are really fun. You can move them around. You can activate them by hitting it with anything. Skeletons can actually show up with them on their hand and running towards you with them, and they'll actually trigger it. If a skeleton swings at you or somebody swings at you and you're holding this and it hits it, it will blow up. Another way to trigger it is you can hit your primary hit and drop it just like you drop loot and run away, and it'll blow a little bit after. But yeah, those are actually super helpful, and I'll show you why. Let's grab some wood planks. I saw another one over here somewhere. And by the way, all these towers you can actually use the cannon yourself. Alright, so that doesn't look safe. Let's use this one. If you go to somebody's ship and you light it, ship will actually blow up. And you can hear it. It doesn't sound good. It makes 4 holes per explosive. There is a bigger explosive that comes from the fort that actually opens 8 holes, and the distance around it, it's 8 steps. And if you're doing gold hoarder, you will know what steps are, because you actually have to count how many steps from a oh yes, 8 steps. So if I grab this explosive, for example, and I do look at my compass and I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So my ship's in a safe spot, but I'm not. So I should get hit by it, but I'll do 1 step close, but the ship will be fine. There you go. So I took a hit, but the ship is fine. Even though it's moving, the ship will not have taken damage unless it got pushed into the, yeah, see, the ship is fine. My advice is make sure you always have a lot of supplies on your boat. Like I said, see, there's nothing in front of my ship right now, so I can actually get in the cannon and go pick up items, but my inventory is full right now, so I'm not going to do that. But you know, as you're going to the places, drop off your loot and then go grab some. If you stand in front of the ship here, you can actually see birds. The birds will actually be either sunken ships, which can have treasure in it, but they'll have loot, bananas and stuff, or there'll be barrels. The big, you notice by the size of the flock of the birds, if it's a barrel, if they're barrels, or if it's a sunken ship. If it's a small, you know, about 6 or 7 birds, they're just barrels. If it's like 20, 30 birds flying around in one little area, that's a sunken ship. And I do want to try to find one, but I don't know. I don't see it. Oh, there's a shark. But like I said, if you don't attack it, especially the blue one, they usually just ignore you. The rain, if you go near the rain, your boat starts filling up with water. If you go within the eye of the rain, so you can see that, here, I'll use my sword to point. You see how right here, where it gets thicker, the rain, and then the cloud's actually bigger? The inside area right here, your wheels start turning all over the place. Kind of hard to control. Oh, I found the curse ship. And there's the barrels. You see the birds right on top of it. Just a few. Their barrels just floating. Like I said, you just go to it and grab loot. Alright guys, so a few more things I have for you. I guess number 1 can be the mermaid that's right behind me right there. You can hear the sound it makes. And all that is you want to, you know, shoot it from a distance so you're not taking too much damage. And then once you run out of bullets, which I'm not going to run, you can go up close to it. You see it takes damage. You start taking damage if you're close. But then, like, you kill it, it drops the heart. So yeah, if you find those mermaids, they're an achievement. Make sure you kill them. This item here can be sold to any of the salesmen, and it gives you reputation for that with the one you sell it to. So if you need merchant reputation, give it to the merchant. Oh, hi, shark. By the way, that's a shark. That will kill you. That right there. And he's coming to get a bite. Just remember you can kill it. Ooh. I stopped it. Oh. Okay, kill them. It's not gonna bother us anymore. They don't drop loot right now. I don't know if they'll ever add loot to it. Cool, I get to show you this. So if you ever get this message, this will happen usually if you're anchored down. So right now my anchor is down, that's why that happened. But if you're anchored down and there's nobody in your server, the game will try to put you on a new server. That's what just happened. So there's no one on my old server. It put me on a new one. Problem with this is if there's anything in the water, you will lose it. I hope they fix that one day, but right now that's unfortunately what's happening. So if you have items on the water, try not to drop anchor, because you will possibly lose them. Other things that you might want to know: you can find loot anywhere on the beach. So if you're in an island, it's always good to run around it. It can actually show up as far as like in the water. The cool thing about the items right now is if it's in the water, it actually has a glow, and I didn't find any. Even if it's not in the water, if it's just sitting out on the beach, you can actually see it from a distance. So let me go grab that heart. Now yeah, this one's shiny. It doesn't matter. Even if it's not shiny, it would still glow. So even if it's like the worst skull that has no shine, if it's sitting out in the distance, you will be able to see it. So let me try it. I'm gonna put it in the water first. Oh, I guess I put it on the land for some reason. Okay, here we go. Now it's in the water. So at a certain point, see the glow? That will happen to any item that's in the water, and it will also happen on land. But there is a bug that if there's a layer of water, it actually won't shine. So what people can do is they fill the bottom of their boat with a small layer of water, and then it lowers the shine. So I don't know if you saw that. It's a white shine. Yeah, see, right there. So if you see a shine like that, it's either a bottle or a item. Quick thing about items, you can carry one at a time, but you can no longer run. So if you don't have the item, you can actually hold shift or press shift or hold down the joystick on the Xbox, and you can run. But with this item on your hand, or any item in your hand, you cannot. You can have a sword, and then it puts it away in order for you to run. Also, the same thing with the gun. You might have seen these pigs running around. There are merchant quests that ask you to collect pigs, chickens, and snakes. And if you get a quest like that, they'll actually, the merchant that sells you the quest will actually give you the cage that you need. And then you just gotta find an island that has that monster or that animal that you need, and then grab it. So you just hold the cage in your hand, run up to a pig, and then on my case, I'm gonna left click. Right when I'm on top of it, it gives me like a prompt, and then while I run next to it, it grabs the pig. Remember, the pig you need to feed every once in a while. He'll sit down inside the cage. The snakes, if you play a instrument for a little bit next to them, they don't become aggressive, so you can actually carry the cage that the snake is in peacefully. But yeah, I don't know if I covered this about the mermaid that I got this heart from, but real quick, The mermaids are actually easy to kill if they have the blue heart. Like that was a blue one. The green one, you gotta shoot it with your 5 bullets, and you gotta swing at it a few times with the sword. The blue one, it can get 5 hits from a pistol or a sniper, and it'll destroy, or a shotgun. The red one is a lot more complicated. That one, you gotta do with a friend. Um, I wouldn't try to solo one. You can drop an explosive on it if it's up on land, like mine was, but usually they'll be underwater, like deep water. Um, but yeah, that one you definitely want to have a friend for. All right, guys. As we wrap up, I'm just gonna give you guys a few tips of the sea. I'll call them the pirate way. Assume no one's your friend. Um, yeah, it's kind of weird, but this game gives you the ability to, even when you're allied, uh, once you finish doing what you needed to do, right when you're about to turn in, they can leave the alliance and turn in without you. Don't get mad. It's part of the game. Yeah, I mean it sucks, but there are people that do that. Um, I always, if I don't trust the person, which I usually don't, I actually follow them to the. I let them carry the items to show my trust for them, but I still follow them or I'm in their ship um, in order to go turn in. Uh, it's yeah, it's kind of annoying. Also, if you marked your map and your ship sinks, it will remove all the marks. So don't count on the marks. Try to remember where you need to go, and um, yeah, I learned to not play with the marks anymore, just because you lose a ship, you lose all that information, and if you aren't paying attention, you will lose things. I guess I can talk about a real quick quest. There are two types of gold hoarder quests. One is a map like this with X's. The other one is a riddle that's going to tell you to do things at an island, and as you do them, they'll uncover more clues. And once you get to the end, you get your treasure. Those are the gold hoarder ones. The skeleton ones, which are the gold Order of Souls, it'll tell you what island to go to. So this one says Daggertooth, but this is in the Order of Souls, and they'll have like the skeleton pictures on the map. You just gotta go there, find where they're spawning, kill them until a red name shows up on top of one of the skeletons. They'll drop the loot once you kill it, and that's the only type of Order of Souls right now. Merchant is, like I said, the pigs, the snakes, and the chicken. The chicken, you don't have to take care of it. Pigs, you gotta feed it once you have it in the cage. And the snakes, in order to transport it, you want to play an instrument. Any instrument, any song for a little bit. Snake bites will poison you, do damage. It will also blur your vision. Makes it kind of hard to PvP with it and fight skeletons. So be careful of snakes. Kill them if you need to. I'll talk about in game, okay, guys? Relax. Yeah, and then Athena quest is the other one I have right here. What this would do is it would give me 8 quests to complete. Once I finish the 8 quests, it'll give me the Athena chest, which is the second most expensive chest type. There is an explosive that's more expensive, but and there's also a 25,000 gold chest that's completely random that can only be found on the fire zone where the volcanoes are. But I haven't found one yet, so don't get your hopes up too much about that chest. It'll be quite rare. But yeah, those are the type of quests. Oh yeah, sorry, and the merchant one, the other type is delivery. You get 3 different kinds of things. The plants, which you need to maintain watered, which what you can do is drop it down here and fill up the bottom of your boat with water. Just make sure it doesn't pass the stairs. It only needs to be covered up to the you'll see the flower comes in like a wooden box, As long as the wooden box is covered with water, you don't need to water it. But if you don't want to put water in your ship, um, just spray water with a bucket every once in a while, um, and you'll be fine. The second type of item is a cloth, which is why they have these high grounds right here. The table, you can drop it on the table. I can show you. I can drop it here. I can drop it here. Yeah, and any of these high grounds are the best spot for them, as long as it's underneath this deck, because if it rains, it doesn't get wet. If it gets wet, you lose them. So you want to make sure you keep it dry. Also, when you're loading them, make sure you're not swimming with it. Bring the rowboat as close as you can, or the ship as close as you can. Like if this is the island that I need to go to, I'll drop my rowboat and bring it up, because my sloop can't get that close. And then the third type are bottles, which as you jump, they crack and they can break. So don't jump too much with it. Don't fall from anywhere too high. Like even jumping from like here might break the bottle, so be careful. Also, if you hit the island with your ship, it'll break it. So once it's on board, don't hit anything. Don't run into anything. You know, if something attacks you in any way that makes a hole on the ship, it'll also count as attacking the bottles, so it'll break the bottles. You can also manually attack it and break it, so they're very annoying quests, but they're somewhat fun. And that's it. Those are the types of quests. Other than that, I recommend people, you know, start chasing some achievements. Pick something, go do it. Like, open a random one, read what you need to do, and go try to do it. This game is sort of a make your own adventure sort of game. You can role play. There are a lot of people role playing. Alright guys, if this is a letter, this will be the PS section. I just want to add a couple of things. These are personal hints and advices. Practice cannon as much as you can, especially shooting yourself over. That's a huge part of this game. You know, aim between something, aim at something. Figure out what happens when you hit something. Like, oh, okay, if I hit a rock that's in an angle like this, I stop. But if it's a wall, it bounces me off. You know, figure out the angles and all that. Definitely play around with the cannon on your spare time. When you're going to go pick up stuff on islands, use the cannon as your ship goes in a straight line towards your objective. This will get you better at a lot of things on this game. I recommend anytime you're about to raise sail or anchor, make sure sails are all the way up and your wheels all the way in the middle, just so there's no surprises when you raise your anchor. You start going to a way you're not planned. I know one of the biggest mistakes a lot of my friends make is having the anchor down. Let's pretend my anchor is down. But we just pulled up on an island, so we're facing it. You see, like right in front of me, there's an island, a sandbar. Like, and then they raise anchor, and then all of a sudden we start going towards the island and hit it. Like, make sure everything's up before you drop sail. Make sure you're not gonna hit anything. And then my biggest tip is, while you're bored getting from one place to the other, if you're not going to see something, parkour. Like, this game has some jumps, some gaps, some some things that you can do. Get to know the ship. Look at where everything is. Know that if I'm fighting up here and I jump like this, I'm on the bottom deck. Know where you're gonna jump and land, like right there. Like I'm clearing that staircase. I know it's there. Boom, cleared it again. Know that's where the ammo box is. Get used to, I can get up through here. I don't have to use the stairs. There are little places like this that you can jump up. You land land halfway right here, right? Um, know these gaps, know these things, learn them, parkour through your boat. You can see the map down from the top here. All three ships have this, where you can look down from the top at some point to know where they are. I recommend knowing some hiding spots, like on the sloop. If you go all the way to this, oh, sorry. If you go all the way to that corner, and then you do sleep, it actually, if you do it right, you actually go inside the back of the boat. Yeah, like that. And if your guy's a skinny guy, you actually like go inside and like pretty much you start floating right there, and it's really hard to see. I picked a big guy because I'm not afraid of PvPing, so I don't want to. I think it's a lot funnier if I can hide with a fat guy, you know, behind the table. Like, you know, if the guy is skinny enough, look at that, it's covering this whole entire back area with the table, and people do that. Another hiding spot people do, cannon. I wish I could show you, but it just shows up the head at the very front. So people like me that don't wear hats, they might not be seen, especially if like the cannon's looking forward. You know, people won't see. Like you see the tip. Maybe you see the hair. Maybe you take the hair completely off. Make sure you know all the little spots. Know where you need to jump from to grab the stairs. Practice falling down and grabbing the stairs. So you're going up to check the crow's nest. Know that you can jump up on the sails, and then when you're jumping down, so you don't take fall damage, you land on the stairs. Another place you can land is on the side of the boat. So I've done this before where I'm on somebody's boat hiding, and I'm a little bit too laggy for this right now, but you can actually grab the stairs halfway in the air. Let's try it one more time. Yeah, make sure like you're always using the crow's nest. Crow's nest is quite important. You get a lot of vision from up here. Ooh, okay, well, it sort of worked. Like on my screen, you can see that I took no fall damage. If I would have not made it, I would have taken fall damage because I landed on the deck. But I landed on the stairs grabbing it, so I didn't take fall damage. Little tricks like this. You're inside here. You jump up on the ammo box, boom, and now you're outside. Little things like that. It'll make you a better PvPer. You'll be able to do this fast. There's a crying chest that if you have it on you, if you're carrying it and you're at a certain spot on the stairs, it won't fill up the boat. So I know it's right here, right? It's not all the way down, but it's just above. It's not going to fill up the boat, so you can cry and the water won't go in the boat. It also, if I'm in this position, you see that plank right there will actually block from people trying to shoot you. You're below the stair line, so people can't, or the window line, so people that come right here can't see you. Learn all these spots. These are going to be very important. But yeah, parkour. That's gonna be huge for you, knowing how big the boat is, how big your jump is. Your dash is, you can dash sideways onto this right here. Look at that. You want to make sure you built that muscle memory on the boat that you use the most. Like I use the sloop a lot, so I can pretty much parkour the whole entire sloop, no problem. And do it while it's stopping, do it while it's moving. If you fall off, just mermaid. Hiding spots here too. Like, not a lot of people come to the back of the boat. So like this angle right here, covered by the wood chest, right? So somebody coming here, they have no use of coming all the way to the front here. People usually don't go to the clothing store mid-sea. They're, look at here, look at here. Like where I was, completely hidden. They're gonna come to the wood, they're gonna come to banana, and they're gonna drop items right here. Like that's it. So know these spots. Know the spots people drop items. I've been seeing this a lot, you know, because it's covered when you're running down. So you're running down looking for loot, you know, maybe you don't see that right there, and you just like go down. It's like, okay, this guy has no loot. See, like I didn't see it on the way up. Some people drop it right here next to the cannon because it looks like it's part of the cannon, depending on what the chest is. So learn your boat. There are people that put it up on the crow's nest or on the beam. Yeah, learn your boat. Alright guys, now it's really, I should actually, before, like this part is not very important, so thanks for watching already, but I am going to cover a couple of things on the options. I have a feeling I've done this before. I gotta check. But yeah, keyboard and mouse, it's where you set up the way you want. Make sure the rowboat on the very bottom is correct. For some reason the default for me and my friends were not assigned to anything, so make sure it's assigned. Gameplay, you want to toggle HUD on so you can actually see your health bar and everything, and announcements once you reach an island. I like putting field of view at its highest. Video settings, you can do whatever you want. On resolution, I recommend sticking to the recommended. Don't do native. I have a 4K display and it bugs out a little bit, so I don't know. It might work for you. I have a 144 monitor, so I have it, but as you can see, right now I'm rendering a video, so it's not hitting that. Quality, I'm a PvPer, so I actually like leaving things down, but you can make it as pretty as you want. Again, I'm a PvPer, so I have sound effects turned up, with volumes turned up. You want the proximity chat to be directional, push to talk turned on, because you don't want to be hot mic. Hot mic is not a good looking mic. Michael, it's a microphone that's actually always listening, and what happens is if somebody boards you and they're sitting on your stairs, so they're about to board you, and you're talking to your friend, or you're making noise because your mechanical keyboard's loud and they can hear it, they know where you are. You know, the game has, you know, directional sound, so I know where you're gonna be, and makes it a lot easier to get boarded and trolled. So make sure you have that turned off. Yeah, and that's it, guys. I mean, if something else comes up, I'll make another video. If there's something that you want me to cover, let me know, and good luck. Happy sailing.